Hello, folks. This is your boy Quan here, and today doing another segment of pretty much martial arts instructors insight. Once again, the reason why I'm doing this is pretty much the insight that I've gotten from doing 5 years of doing martial arts teaching in a big group setting, and now kind of like going into a not much big group setting to like not even sometimes teaching every once in a while. But this is my insight of what I've learned, and some of this insight can definitely apply to other teachers. In fact, I'm actually trying to help other teachers, whether it be like through who teach martial arts or who teach academics and other stuff. But this is my insight from what I've gathered, and one of the things that I want to really much kind of emphasize on is please find a way to de-stress, find a way to take the edge off, find a way to dumb down the boiling. And the reason why I say that is because even if you're teaching a subject that you're passionate about, that you really love, that you really dig down, and not only that, you like to see the people who want to do it and improve upon it, there will become times to where the added combo stress of you coming up with this, you following that, and you making sure that you're keeping up to par while at the same time keeping all the students nice and entertained and enjoying. There will come a time to where it may feel a little bit tough. It may feel like things start to slow down. You may even get to that point to where burnout may be a possible thing. And before you deny that, I'm gonna do this thing, I'm gonna be encouraged, I'm gonna, even if there's some students that have issues, students who may not care of all that stuff, I'm still gonna be energized with some of the students that do follow. And yes, there will be times where you can push through and have the hopes and see the students that do everything that you ask them to, or even in some cases you see some of the few students that exceed your expectations. That is very awesome, and that will give you energy. But there will be times to where just however you're feeling with the combo of how the group dynamic goes and how everything flows, it might bear down on you, and it might even cause some very bad side effects. And the reason why I speak on it very highly is because it happened to me. Like in the beginning, when I was doing this 3 years in, you couldn't tell me that, possible burnout, that I would be tired of seeing, improving martial arts students, getting them from their white belt to their black belt, or having them learn techniques that can be applied not only, to a bad guy, to a bully, but also have them have that confidence to where they can venture out into the world and do more confident things because they know that they accomplished this one thing. And because they accomplished something that's quite hard, they are now able to accomplish other things that might be just as hard. You could tell me that 3 years and I would probably laugh at you like, really? Nah, that wouldn't happen. Well, it happened, and I had pretty much to make a decision, and I pretty much caught it too late. Ergo, for the people that still want to pursue it and hopefully don't experience the burnout that I might have experienced, to the point to where in some cases, if you do want to teach, it'll either be in small groups or it'll be like, one-on-ones. This is pretty much what I've observed, especially from a long time of, coming down from that certain spot and getting to a more comfortable, more peaceful, more understanding spot, and seeing how that I could have done things a little bit differently that might have either prolonged or maybe even, caused the burnout to not even happen. Okay? But here we go. Here's my dip into it. So, first thing what I would do is, if I was heading back into a teaching scenario, please have a routine to where before you get ready, before you walk through those doors to where you have to pretty soon be able to teach, be able to watch over a certain group, or anything like that, make sure that you take care of yourself first. Make sure that you've done all the things you wanted to do, especially do something that, that brings joy and fun to you specifically, that brings calmness to you specifically. And don't only just do it, once a week. No, do that every day. Do it before work and do it after work. The reason why is because, going in a little bit of, I guess, metaphysical, but it's definitely like psychological when you think about it, is if you've done something fun, if you've done something calming, if you knocked out something that made you feel lighter on your feet, that made you feel a lot more joyful, that made you feel a lot more, observant and happy, then odds are that will transfer to the rest of work. I mean, have you ever pretty much had a moment to where, like, before work you had this awesome thing happen, and then you go to work, and for some reason, even if something happens to not go your way, you're still like, oh, okay, even though it didn't go that way, I had this happen today, I had that happen today, things went pretty well. And that is a thing that I would encourage wholeheartedly, is make sure that you have a routine plan to where before you get into those doors, before you step into that building, that you have a, I guess, fun, calming, joyful routine that brings your energy high, that gets you all happy, that gets you all excited, that gets you even pumped up even. And one of the things that I'd recommend, that I've done a few times but didn't do it often enough, is yes, maybe listen to music that puts you in a good mood. Listen to videos that motivate you. Listen to the stars or the idols of the role that you really like. Like, for me, martial artists, I basically would be looking up, martial arts people. But also I should have looked up, martial arts instructors that have that flair, that have that thing. And even teachers that are not martial arts, speakers even. I even had a moment, and I still do, to where I just look up comedians, because learning how to be funny while also giving education is very helpful. It's very sneaky helpful. That's actually what helped me be, during that time, a very good and highly anticipated instructor when people would come to classes. Like, I always would keep not only some people on the edge of their toes, but also I make sure to have a good time. I make sure to have a fun time. I make sure to have, not too, I guess, I get serious with it when I needed to get serious. We'll say that. But that's the one thing I would recommend, is make sure that starting now, especially for my teachers, coaches who are about to, get ready to jump into, school again, about to get ready to teach again, what I advise you to do is make sure that you do something fun, calming, peaceful, joyful. Check as many boxes as you can on a daily basis. Do it before and after. And the reason why after is you want to not only add on that high if you happen to have an awesome day teaching people and having a good time with it, but you also want to be able to keep that routine going. So even if you have a bad day, that's like, okay, I had a bad day, this and this happened, but I still push through, I still push that. I'm gonna listen to this music, I'm gonna watch this video, I'm gonna laugh, I'm gonna dance, I'm gonna do a hard workout, I'm gonna do all that stuff, because that'll pretty much calm me back down and get me more grounded and more prepared for the next day. And I would suggest that highly and completely, especially if you want to keep burnout at bay. Speaking about that, the second thing I would advise is please, take a day off. Take 2 days off. Take 3 days off. Especially for my hustlers out there. Yes, I know. I'm pretty much born bred hustler myself. Like, pretty much got it from my mama. I'm really hardcore. Like, you literally have to drag me away from work to take a day off. Especially if it's like, but Quan, everyone is going to have like a prescribed day off. I know. I'm telling you to add a I'm telling you, on top of all this, have a time to where you take a couple more days off. And the reason why I encourage that for sure is because the grind of that, especially when you come across, students that may have some interesting traits, it will get to you in time. And just like everybody, just like the joke is for everybody, is that sometimes the weekend does go a little bit too quickly. Even with a detoxing, a joyful, a happy routine, 2 days may not be long enough for you to recover. And in some cases, or in my cases, I didn't even have 2 days. Sometimes I'd have like a day and a half in certain cases, just to escape it, just to be able to take a breath and be like, I don't have to be responsible. I don't have to be looking constantly at certain threats, at certain things that might cause distractions, or pay attention to certain people that might do something a little bit random without, consent and whatnot. But I would definitely advise you that on top of your daily schedule of days that you will take off, please, oh please, take a vacation every once in a while. In fact, it is almost, I order you. Yes, there will be times to where school break might happen. Yes, there may be times to where, something might happen at the business and you get an extra day off. But I want you to include that with also your plannings of maybe every 1 month or 2 month time, especially depending on what times you're going to go with vacay. Take a 3-day vacation, take a week vacation. That's pretty much the main big two that I would recommend. Is please first try to make a routine starting possibly, ASAP, that you have something that checks all the markers of you doing something joyful, doing something that brings you happy, doing something that brings you peace, doing something that de-stresses you. And remember to go to those things every day. Do it before work and do it after work. In fact, if you even make it to where you plan your rest, your de-stress almost as hardcore as you plan how the class is going to go, or that you feel that the class is going to go, I have a firm feeling that that's probably going to take off half of the issues that you probably might come across. Okay. The second thing is make sure that you please do take those vacation times. Yes, I know you're doing awesome work. You are doing great work, but trust me when I say, by taking some vacay, by taking some days off, by going out just to have a day to where you can literally just sleep, have a day to where you can just go do something different and do something fun, and not have to worry about work. Do those things, because even if you don't see it or not, your mind and your spirit will thank you and will give you the benefits for that thank you. But other than that, the other thing that I'd probably advise is, I guess in certain ways, when I really think about it, is, shake it off, do some movements, in between work. And the reason why I encourage that is that not only doing movements can help, get you back into your body, get you out of here and a little bit more, having that mid-balance of you're here, but you're also observing out there to seeing what can go. It'll not only help you get into flow state, but if you see, if you've heard about pretty much how animals treat trauma, how animals treat stress, is they kind of shake it off, or they get real active and they just kind of like spread out that energy. I highly think that humans are pretty much still in that same boat. I mean, humanity is still an animal, a very conscious animal, but still an animal nonetheless. So I deem it important that, whenever you, on top of you doing all these things, that in between work, it's probably especially after work, that you do some kind of movement based practice, whether it's, you know, like you do a quick hard workout that causes you to sweat, or I've done this to where, like, you know, you maybe like go into the restroom, you know, because when you go into the restroom, that's your time. You know, after you do the business in there, before you go out there, you do like some breath work. Do that for like 30 seconds, where you just shake it out. I've actually done the shaking now, like I want to say multiple times, even before like I do any kind of class or teach any kind of class or teach anybody. I like might do a quick shake before, just to shake not only my body to make sure that whatever energy is here, that it's out, but it's kind of a good way to, like, you know, get the heart rate pumping a little bit, to shake out, you know, the lymph nodes. And also movement helps with the mind a bit. So I would definitely suggest that, you know, if you could do some shaking, or if you want to do, like, you know, a 30-second dance break in the restroom, that helps too, because that goes with not only movement, also goes with joyful movement. It also brings you back to being goofy, being back to being fun, because that's what you need when you're teaching. You need to make sure that you have that edutainment, as the popular term is, which is you still are able to teach people something, but you're also able to have fun with it. And not only have fun with it with you, but also make sure that everyone else understands it and they have fun with it as well. And that's going to help with it a lot of things, a lot of times teaching. Pretty much if you can catch the edutainment kind of mindset, to where you are educating but also entertaining your class, things are going to go well. And all these things that I've listed should help you on that task. With that being said, it's your boy Quan. If you like this video, please like, share, subscribe. If you feel that any of these things you know, like and felt a connection with, comment down below. I mean, give me a comment, you know, show some love. Show me like, hey, I didn't think of it like this, or I like this, or any of that. Because, you know, the more I do stuff like this, as usual, the more that I feel that I'm helping people, the more I want to try to put stuff out there. With that being said, this is your boy Quan. Hope you have an awesome day. Deuces.